Is your VEX Robotics team still charging up its pneumatic system and unplugging like this? Well, I'm going to show you how to do a zero leak recharge. G'day, I'm Mr. Code. Pneumatic systems are pretty much a staple of all competitive VEX V5 robotics teams, and it is very important to keep it charged at 100 psi, which is the legal maximum when you start a match, to make sure that your robot can perform all of its tasks nice and consistently. But when you pull out the pneumatic system like this, you release a lot of air, and the worst thing is that it is not predictable how much air that you release. I'm going to show you how to leak zero air when you recharge your pneumatic system, and we don't have to overcharge our pneumatic system either. So let's take a look. Over here we have our air tank, and the thing that we are going to use that makes all this work is a valve switch. So that's this one here. Okay, this is a valve switch. Now you'll notice that this valve switch has an arrow that is pointing to one direction. It's very important that this arrow is facing the right way when we install our no leak system. So to remove the leaks, we're going to remove this nozzle, this normal whoops, there's still a little bit of air in there. Going to remove this nozzle, going to seal it back up because we're going to use it later. And then we're going to use one of these. This fitting. Now this fitting is attached to one side, and then you can imagine that this side goes off to the rest of your system. So that goes off to the rest of the system, and this is going to be our new no leak charging port. How am I going to make it so that there's no leaks? Well, we're going to get a... here we are. I thought I ran out of tubing for some reason. Make sure that it is completely parallel when we cut it. Okay. Plug this into here. And then we're going to install a valve switch and make sure it is pointing away from your system. So you see this arrow? It is now pointing away from the system. When this valve switch is parallel to the flow of the air, that means it's open. When it is perpendicular like this, that means it is closed. So the idea is that we're going to plug in our pump into the valve switch when it is open, charge it up, and then all we have to do is close the valve switch and then unplug. And that makes it so that we leak zero air. Now that we have installed the valve switch onto our air tank, we still need to find a way to attach the air pump onto our system. So we are going to use the nozzle that we just taken off our robot. So let's have a look over here. So this is the nozzle. So all we have to do is twist off the cap here, plug this in, and now we need a way to connect this part here into our valve. So in order to do that, we're going to use this part. Okay, so this is the pressure gauge, and the fitting just behind the pressure gauge is actually perfect for this. So if I just unscrew the pressure gauge from the fitting, I can now screw it into the end of our nozzle over here. And then I'll just have to cut one more length of tubing And there you go. So this is now going to plug into the valve switch. Make sure that it is open. And then you can open up your pump, and then this might be a little bit noisy. We're going to charge it up. It's 100 psi. Close the valve switch, and then unplug. And now you have a perfectly full cylinder without any leaks. And to release all the air, all you have to do is turn the switch. If you learned something new today, then please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I make lots of VEX Robotics videos, and I would love to catch you on the next one. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.